Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Film Pittsburgh Fall Festival Q&A with our Pittsburgh Shop Shorts Block 11. I'm excited to talk to you filmmakers today. If you wouldn't mind going around introducing yourself and your film, that'd be great. Let's start with you, Allyson.
I'm Allyson Rice, and I'm the writer, director, producer, performer in Fine, I'll Write My Own Damn Song. And that was a 56-year-old mom sends a rap music video message to her son when he invites other family members to collaborate on some of his music, but not her.
Hi, I'm Justin Fair. I directed Sloan Heart's Neck Face. It's about a graffiti artist and his obsessed fan. It's a romantic comedy.
Logan, you're up.
Awesome. I'm Logan Jackson, the writer-director of the short film My Hero. It's about a single mother who makes the brash decision to leave her two young boys home alone. One is 8, one is 4, while she attends a cannot-miss job interview.
Thank you. Stefan?
Yeah, hello. I'm Stefan Langthaler, writer and director of Fabio. Fabio is about Arthur, an old man who cares about his ill wife Martha and gets help from a new care worker. And after a few days, he falls in love with Fabio, this care worker, because suppressed longing starts to rise in him. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm George, the cinematographer of the film Fabio, and I'm here to support Stefan.
Yeah, and apologize our English, or my English. My German is better.
Where are you located? Tell our audiences where you're
in Vienna, Austria.
Fantastic. So this was an incredibly wonderful block of films, and I appreciate your all being here today. Let's start with you, Stefan and George. How did the film come to be? It was such a deep, heartfelt film, and where did you come up with the story?
I wanted to tell a story that that's very personal. And before I only wrote stories like thrillers or something like that. But this time I wanted to try something more from me. And I don't know why, but I'm fascinated in old people and in aging. And one day I had a nightmare where I saw myself as an old man, a very sad old man who realized that he never had felt pure love because he lived a life with a woman, although he was gay. And this nightmare was so intense for me that it brought myself to come out. And this feeling I wanted to put into a story, into a film.
Wow, I always say that filmmakers, you all have your finger on the pulse of what's happening in the world, but also you are able to express emotions that many people have felt or gone through in such a beautiful and poetic way. And I think you definitely succeeded with Fabu. Allyson, let's turn to you. Completely different film. I have to say, I so enjoyed it. It was so wonderful. And I'm dying to know, is this based on a true story?
Yes, it is.
Is this your son?
Yeah, he's 26, and he's a rapper and a singer, and he's really good. And he was going to have his little sisters sing on one of the hooks on one of his songs, which I thought was great. That it's going to be really special to have. Sure. And then a little bit later, he was talking about his dad, who is my ex, maybe playing cello on one of his songs. And I thought, my God, everybody in the family is going to get to be in his music except for me. I used to be an actress like 100 years ago, but I haven't done that for a long time. But I just thought it'd be a really fun idea to put the whole story into wrap. And
well, I certainly could identify with it, not necessarily having a son who's a rapper, but definitely, the age and being like, hey, what about me? It was so good.
Yeah.
It was really, really well done. How long did it take you to shoot that?
2.5 hours.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that phenomenal?
Yeah, that was the biggest challenge. I could only afford to book this place for 3 hours. So we had 15 minutes to load in and get everything set up, and then 15 minutes at the end to break everything down and get out of there. So we had 2.5 hours left, and I think we shot on 10 sets. So it left 15 minutes. Like, my alarm was set. I had a friend there, like, so it would buzz and she'd be like, you got to go to the next set. So we had 15 minutes, and that included moving everything,
Wow.
rehearsing it, and then taping it, all in 15, and then sweating and like breathless by the end. We were running for 3 hours, but it was fun. We laughed a lot during
Oh
that.
my goodness. Absolutely. And is this the beginning of your festival run, or has it played a lot of places? It was so enjoyable. So
Thanks.
I'm just curious about
I think this is the 19th festival since the
yay.
beginning of the year. So yeah.
Good. All right. Fantastic. So Logan, let's turn to you. Your story just slayed me. It was so powerful.
Me too. I saw it at another festival. It was like amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. So, how did the film come to be? Can you share that with our audience?
Yeah, absolutely. So the story was kind of based on two main characters in my life, two prominent people. The first is my sister, who is a single mother, and she has two boys at the same age, and she has to make these decisions where she has to, unfortunately, leave the kids at home alone because she's mommy and daddy, so she makes those tough decisions. And anytime you're doing that, you're leaving your kids open for a risk, but you have to do what you have to do for the betterment of your family. So I kind of wanted to highlight that portion of parenthood and give people a insight of kind of what goes on in that life, and maybe they could be empathetic towards it. And also, the film was dedicated to my friend Brandon Elliott, who passed in a very similar situation from an epileptic seizure, but no one was around to help him. So I kind of wanted to just be that guardian angel and say, what if, he had maybe a brother around to help him.
Mm-hmm. Logan, it was so powerful. What is the trajectory of the film's life been? In other words, is this the beginning of your run, the end of your run? Is it where?
Yeah, it's been incredible. I haven't expected the response that is garnered so far, and a lot of people seem to relate to it. We premiered at Palm Springs, and we won Best U.S. Short there. And from there, it kind of took on a life of its own. We won about 4 or 5 awards right now, and then we're in 25 festivals so far this year. So we're still very early on our festival run. We have a long ways
Palm
to go.
Springs is just in the summer, just in June. So since June, you've done 25 festivals. That's fantastic. And congrats on those awards.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, that's really great. What about you, Justin? Tell us about Sloan Hart's Neck Face.
Sure. Well, I didn't write it. My friend Ian Grody thought it up. I don't know how he thinks of these crazy things, but I do like them, and I've found
fun. It was fun, unique.
Thanks. Yeah. So I met him at NYU at it was for an event for alumni where we were staging. I was directing, and he was one of the writers who had written a piece that we were staging for like agents, like an industry night to come through. So it was like a staged play at that point, and I talked with him, and I guess after a series of months wore him down to let me direct the short film version of it. Fortunately,
Great. Can you talk a little bit about the casting?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're very fortunate. My friend Clara Mamet was the first to come on, and then from there we were able to get the great Raul Castillo and Isaiah Whitlock Jr., who were just incredible actors and really great to have on set. And then we were slated to just shoot it all together, but we ended up shooting it actually over like the course of a couple of years because Seth Rogen stole Clara from us at the last minute right before we were going to shoot.
Darn him.
To shoot Neighbors 2. So Seth, you know, I'm
He
sure he
owes
feels
you.
bad. I'm sure he feels bad.
Right?
Yeah.
He owes you.
But luckily, I mean, if you've seen the film, you know it's kind of like episodic. So we were fortunate to be able to shoot half of the film and then come back later and shoot the other half with Clara. Kind of lent itself to that kind of breaking up.
Right. Can you talk at all about the graffiti? Or were there any challenges at all?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
besides
thank you.
the fact of losing your actor.
Yeah. Indie art fun. So I thought it was important to have such like this huge team of amazing like artists that came up with the graffiti and like the pictures on the notes. And I thought it was important to have a different artist for sort of like each hand of the character. So we're very, very fortunate to have some incredible artists, but the graffiti in particular, that was done by a friend of mine called Landon Webb. His name's Landon Webb, and he's actually half of the group that scored the film as well.
Wow.
Yeah, called Please No Radio, which does some pretty cool like noise music typically, but wow, incredible job on the score. Of course, we couldn't go around New York and graffiti everywhere. So he had to design the graffiti, and then we had a friend of ours put it in afterwards. So there's a lot of special effects in the movie, believe it or not.
Yeah, you don't really notice that, but yeah, great, fantastic. Stefan and George, did you have any significant challenges in the making of the film?
Lots. Surprisingly, it was very difficult to find a lead actor. I thought that it would be very easy to bring elderly actors to play such a role, but in fact, many of them said that the story is too personal for them because to confront with their own age seems to be very hard. And it took us very long. We had to the shoot had to be scheduled late and later because we didn't find an actor. But we had the luck that Günther Toller is gay himself, and he was the first Austrian, the famous Austrian, who came out to the public. So for him, it was personal for him, and he loved to play the role, and I think he was very good.
Yes, he was really great. So,
and I'm sure Georg also has to say something.
Sure.
Another challenge was, I think it's always a challenge to shoot a film in only 2 rooms. So 30 minutes in 2 rooms was quite a challenge because you don't want to repeat all the angles all the time. Sometimes you want to repeat them, and sometimes, most of the time, you don't want to. So we took a lot of time to think about how and from which angles we could shoot the film. And also the heat was a big challenge because we shot it in summer, very hot, 2 very hot weeks, and it was this small apartment, lots of people in there. We had to shoot everything during the daytime because we couldn't shoot at night with our actor. And so it was very hot inside. And when we got out, it felt like 20 degrees, but it also was very hot outside. So the apartment was very old and it smelled And now it was combined with the smell of sweat. So we had a great experience.
Oh, well, again, I love sharing these stories with our audience because I think that, you guys make it look so easy. And so these things don't come across. In fact, when I'm thinking back to Fabu, I don't remember thinking like, oh, they're shooting in just 2 rooms. So I think that points to the fact that you did a really good job with your angles and your shots. And so again, it's just such a pleasure to talk with all of you. Does anybody want to start and let us know what you're working on now? Allyson, you've got to, I think you should make like a web series with this woman.
Yeah, I've been thinking of ideas that I can do for the next one. I never had even planned to do anything more than show it to the family and my friends. And my son was actually the one who suggested it. So this is all thanks to him.
He's made amends, but no, seriously, I enjoyed it so much. I felt like it was just something I needed. The many different setups and shots. My jaw was open. So
thank you.
You guys should check it out if you have the chance to. Justin, what are you working on now?
So I'm doing a little bit of writing myself, though I'm not a good writer at all. But it's a good, just for fun. But maybe it's Halloween working on me. But I was doing like a little deep dive into Blondie, Debbie Harry.
Yeah.
So there's this interesting story with her. My girlfriend, who's actually a great actress as well, kind of resembles her, and she in the early 70s, she was trying to get across town in New York at like 3 a.m. to a show or something, and there were no cabs, and this guy in a little car kept trying to get her to get in the car, and so eventually she does get into the car, and she realizes that there's no handles on the side of the door. The window's cracked just a little bit, but there's no handle or anything. It's been stripped, and so she feels uncomfortable and puts her arm outside of the window and finally gets the door open, and the guy's turning the car to try and get her to stay in, but I guess he turns the wrong way because it kind of flings her out and she escapes. And then on the news a few days later, she realizes it was Ted Bundy.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
My God.
Wow.
Okay. Can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, me neither. We'll see if anything happens with it. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of playing with right now.
Wow.
Cool. Stefan and George, are you working on something together or separately now?
Together, we will shoot a new short film in April, and it's again a personal story, a father and son story, but this time something funny, a comedy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to show it to my father. He will be surprised about how I see our relationship.
Great. Well, make sure you send it to us. Logan, what about yourself? What are you working on anything right now? Besides the festival run of My Hero?
Well, I'm trying to dedicate as much time and focus to the attention of My Hero, but it's been a lot of opportunities that has come from it. Mostly on the business side of film is something that I'm getting introduced to now. We just recently sold the short film to a French agency, so
congrats.
Yeah, thank you, thanks, Justin. And from that, I got approached to do a 6 episode series for a streaming service that I can't really say now, but
oh my goodness, I just got goosebumps. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Well,
thank you.
All of you, congratulations on your films. Thank you so much for being with us today, and always think of Film Pittsburgh as a home for your work. I appreciate it so much. And to our Film Pittsburgh audience, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Catherine.